Good evening and welcome to the castle. Welcome back to the castle. If you joined us for game number 1, this is game number 2 of our Thursday doubleheader. And it is also the opening contest for the season for the Knights men's team at home. This is their first home game of the year, and it takes place here in the Nightcap, game 2. Harford Community College Fighting Owls looking to make it a clean sweep of the Knights as the women's team 3-2 winners in a double overtime thriller. Now, what do the men have in store for us? The Knights come into today's contest ranked number 2 in the rankings, and they're sitting at 3-1 on the year. They're going up against the Harford Community College Fighting Owls that are sitting at 4-1 on the year. So two very quality teams. It'll be, I'm sure, somewhat of a short feel-out process, slow to get into things, but at some point these offenses are going to come alive. I think the big question is can the Owls defense hang with the Knights defense, the staple of pretty much every Coach Fiedler-led soccer team is a solid defense. That goes back to his previous years with the men's team and also his few years with the women's team as well. Coach Fiedler preaches the fundamentals and strong defense. There, the defense may be a little bit too strong as the closeout from Caleb Pritchett leads to the whistle. But we will see a physical brand of soccer here this evening. You can guarantee that. Some trickery there. Creating some space. Ethan Stewart, the human cannonball, as he was referred to last year. A real spark plug on the back line for this Knights team. Solid defense, good tackling, but also a willingness and ability to make runs from the back. As we see a long run here come to an end initially for the Knights. Still with possession, but they went defense to offense with some urgency and then all of a sudden decided to slow things down. They switch fields here. Now the long pass over everybody's head. Got a shot at it. But eventually, it's controlled by Emmanuel Moriete. Fighting Owls goalie, an early test there. That counts as a shot on goal. Good 50-50 ball won by the Knights on the back line, but then controlled by the Owls at the midfield. It's not always about the person who can be first to the ball. Sometimes it's about the person who can be first to the ball with control. Knights may have got the first touch on it, but couldn't control it. Here they're playing with control here. Oh, the trickery slowed down. Cutting on a dime. The Knights' willingness to slow down, be patient, on display here. This time the big boot takes one bounce and then goes safely and quietly into the hands of the goalkeeper for the Fighting Owls. Almost 5 minutes into the first half. We are still in that feeling out process. The Knights have made a couple of runs, a couple of bursts. And this is the second time Caleb Pritchett, excuse me. Caleb, second time he's had that whistle called on him for that same exact play. This time he gets the card along with it. So number 28, freshman forward, going to have to play under a lot more control over the next hour or so of this game, as there is still a lot of time left in this contest. As we see that first yellow card issued not even 5 minutes into the first half. Another quick burst from the offense from the Knights, but nothing doing. Looking to see our first display of offense here from the Fighting Owls. Maybe seeing it right here. And again, Ethan Stewart says nay, nay. Here's that run from the back from number 3. Creating offense. Winning a possession for the team and then creating offense on the backside of it. It's quality defensive play. More quality defensive play there. Back to the action on the field as you see in front. Took a little break for the player on the turf. He's back up and at him. Right idea, wrong execution there on that long strike. There was space to be had. Knights couldn't play it with possession. Another chance here for the Fighting Owls. Trying to switch fields, and it does find its way through, but Stewart is so quick to recover. Stewart had that ball played to him, and you see his reaction says it all. He knows he should have played that cleanly initially and maybe had an opportunity on a quick transition. Instead, it squirted by him, and he had to regroup quickly. If the Owls, number 20, Koja Gaklo, was playing a little bit more on a bounce, he may have had a chance to run after that. I'm sure he was playing with the anticipation, that Stewart was going to make the play. What could have been, what might be, as the pressure is applied to the Knights defense here. They're looking for space, looking for somewhere to dump this ball off, create a little offense. Give and go. Oh, what a defensive play. Last line of defense there. As that give and go pass had goal scoring opportunity written all over it. Defense stuck the leg out at the absolute last second. Got the deflection, a chance to regroup. There's a physical tackle. We've seen that a few times here today, but that's the first time it goes against the Owls. Long shot. That may have split the uprights. Speaking of that, I want to thank all of you at home for joining us on this Thursday evening. I know NFL action kicks off today, but you chose to join us here on YouTube for the home opener for men's soccer here at CCBC Essex. And I know I speak for everyone involved with the program when I say, 1, thank you for joining us tonight. 2, thank you for joining us all season long. And 3, man, am I glad that soccer is back here at the Castle. And not only is soccer back here at the Castle, the action is back, because it's soccer right now, but it'll be basketball in the winter. It'll be lacrosse And baseball in the spring, the action never stops during the school year here at CCBC Essex. So check out Twitter and Instagram and, of course, the CCBC Essex Athletics website for news, updates, pictures, videos as the season goes on. We're almost 10 minutes into this first half, and that means we're almost 10 minutes into the feeling out process as these two teams are still trading blows, going back and forth. Little hot potato action. Now the flip side of that is the Knights have had, one or two quality looks at the goal. The Owls still looking for their first bite at that apple. Referees, oh, what trickery around another one. And there's the final tackle that got about a quarter ball and about 3/4 ankle. Stewart puts the boots on it, switches fields. What a cross. Another one. And that was two quality strikes there. Followed up by a shot on goal by Katsuma, Toga Katsuma, sophomore midfielder. Almost saw the game's first goal, and he just missed that one. He was a little wide of the net, but you love to see the idea there, going for that low worm burner shot. Coming after just two great switching field passes. Passing display. Picture perfect from the Knights here in the early part. Do we see another good pass here on the corner? Far sideline, hands up, ball follows. That's quality. So is the defensive effort, though, as they cut off the angle to the ball and the goal there. As even if there was a white jersey there, wasn't a lot of space to do anything with it. Still possession, though, for the Knights. Throw in this time from the opposite sideline. Still deep in their offensive zone, though. What a good quality defensive effort just to win possession initially. Couldn't hold on to it, but at least gave the defense a chance to regroup. Effort on display from Alexis Garcia. Knights trying to make one more move here. Is that the move? It is not. That is a quality head ball, and you can't be worried about anything on a play like that. You just got to put it out of your mind and go put the head on the ball. That's the only part of the body he had a chance to put on that ball. And that was enough to send the Knights away for a moment. We'll have to send them away again here as 33 minutes left in the first half. The Knights have corner kick number 2. Far sideline again. This one played in towards the middle. Quality again, but again, the defense picture perfect this time. Everybody marked up with a defender. Black jerseys, first one to get ahead on that ball. Fighting Owls out of the danger zone here for a moment. Knights looking to keep the foot on the gas pedal. Look to continue to play this aggressive brand of soccer, and it really starts at the defensive line with plays like that in the defensive zone. But the other thing about this defensive line for the Knights is they move as a unit. You'll see this defensive line make plays at the midfield too. They don't just create transition opportunities to go defense to offense. They create opportunities to keep the ball in the offensive side of the field. And there was a dangerous play there for the goalie. First time his heart has skipped a beat. We're approaching the 30-minute mark of the first half, which means these two teams have almost played a full 15 minutes. And usually at this point of the game, I start to say we're out of the feeling out process and into just the fight. But I think we're still very much in the feeling out process. As we saw there, a big, long strike put in towards the box, but caught cleanly by the goalie there for the Knights, Robin Scholes. And you hear the oohs and ahs from the crowd. That says it all. Knights knocking on opportunity's door once again. Throw in deep in their zone. And that's a handball, accidental, but came up. Certainly got a piece of the arm. Tough break. If you are Kevin Oscorio, just came in to play in relief, immediately saw the ball played on to him and missed out on an opportunity for his team. Tough break there for the Knights. But one going their way this time as possession will switch here. Throw in, far sideline. We've hit that 30-minute mark. Still a lot of time left in the first half. What a quality through ball. And what a quality play by the goalie. Comes out and makes the save with the foot. And it is kill or be killed sometimes when you play goalie. And the Owls will live to see another day at 0-0 after that quality play from the keeper. Another one as he saves that one from going out of bounds. And we'll take a break, though, as the Knights player is still down on the field. But Flowers for number 1, Emmanuel Moretti. What a play by the goalie for the Fighting Owls. And this game stays at 0-0. Thanks to his play. How much longer will it stay 0-0? You'll have to stick around with us and find out. Back to the action on the field. Fighting Owls, big play defensively that they just got from the goalie. Could that be a momentum-stealing play? Could it be a momentum-establishing play? I don't know. They're going to need another big play, and they won't get it this time as the Knights break through with goal number 1. The Olay chance for Ethan Hackenberg, the sophomore midfielder, with goal number 3 on the season. And it's number 1 here tonight, and it comes with 29 minutes and some change left in the first half. How do these two teams adjust now that we've seen the game's first goal? We see the Fighting Owls maybe pick up the play a little bit in terms of aggressive nature. Oh! Frustration foul there. Coachable moment. Life's full of them. Connecting passes here from the Fighting Owls, looking for space. And none to be had after a great play defensively at the midfield to win possession back for the Knights. Whew! What trickery just to create that space. Knights playing hot potato right now. They're playing keep away, excuse me, I should say. Hot potato would imply that it's back and forth with the possession, and it's really not. The possession arrow has been pointed in the direction of the Knights for most of this first half, and that's an offsides flag. We're approaching 20 minutes played here in this first half. I think that goal was the official end to the feeling out process, and we are now into the fight. The Knights ahead in terms of points, but still ways away from being able to deal the knockout blow. Longer they're able to play with possession, though, longer that kills the comeback hopes of the Owls. I mean, the comeback hopes are strong now, and why shouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be? 25 minutes left in this first half, and then a whole second half after this. There's a lot of soccer left to be played out there. But the more and more this game stays where it is, the more and more that thought creeps into the mind of the coaching staff, players, and fans of the Fighting Owls. What do we have to do to break through here? Because they have not broken through with any quality looks on goal yet offensively. Meeting of the minds between the referees. Clock continues to tick. Referee comes in and blows it in the other direction. Says, we're going to go that way instead. Knights can't do much with the gift, at least initially. Looking to regroup. Dangerous play. And it'll go the other way. Or no. It stays here. Free kick, 20 yards into the box. Looks like Ethan Stewart's going to take it. Or 20 yards into the offensive zone, I should say. Looks like Ethan Stewart's going to take it. Or no, that is the goal scorer, Ethan Hackenberg. And Hackenberg would love to have that one back. He'd love to have that one again, too. Speaking of Ethan Stewart, he was the one chasing down the ball carrier there. And what a stab. Just picked that ball out of midair. Played it with control. No clear, though, so the Owls still knocking on opportunity's door. And they'll knock a little bit longer, maybe a little louder. As this time they'll take the throw in. Under 25 minutes to play now in the first half. Substitutions checking into the game here for the Owls. Fighting Owls looking for the quick transition, and man, oh man, did that take an unlucky bounce. Maybe poor anticipation playing a factor there as Guillermo with the my bads to his teammate. I don't think he was expecting that ball on him from that direction. Regardless, a missed opportunity for the Fighting Owls, and we haven't reached the point just yet, but at some point we're going to reach the time in the game where those missed opportunities really start to leave a bitter taste in your mouth. Now you just put your head down, shake it, move forward, and understand that more opportunities will come. But like I said, at a certain point, those missed opportunities start to pile up, and you start to look back and say, what could have been? What might be? 22 minutes left here in this first half. The Knights enjoying a 1-0 lead. Can they build on it? Can the Fighting Owls get it back to even? I got a feeling we're going to see another goal here before the clock hits triple zeros for halftime. These two teams are picking up the aggressive play here in the later stages of the first half. Will it lead to more goal scoring? That's the question. As we see aggressive play on both sides, one touches, trading possessions. I want to thank our friends at Chick-fil-A Nottingham Square for catering the event here at the Castle. Great action on the turf here this Thursday evening. Chick-fil-A in the stands. You got to check out a game here at the Castle this fall. Aggressive play going back and forth. This time the Knights with a costly turnover, as this is going to be a free kick just about 4 or 5 yards outside of the box. Far sideline. This is goal-scoring area. Maybe not on a kick from here, but you put this in towards the middle, let somebody run underneath of it, get a head on it. We may be looking at a brand new ball game. Opportunities calling, and the Fighting Owls answer! We are tied! What a strike! What a goal! What a game! What a play! Mama, there goes that man! We are tied at 1. Opportunity called, and the Owls answered and said, I would like 1 goal. Extra special sauce, please. My, oh my. 20 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first half, and we're tied once again. I mean, the NFL action on this Thursday better be good if it's going to top the action we've seen here at the Castle. Game 1 was a spectacular double overtime thriller. Game 2 looking special, and that one had the makings of something special as Katsuma in, out, left, right. The finish. We'll work on that later. Under 20 minutes to play now in the first half, and we are back to where we started, all even. And look at that. The number on the big board that matters, obviously, is goals scored, 1-1. But another number that you're going to see on that big board is 6-2. That's shots on goal. The Knights have 6 shots on goal. The Fighting Owls only have 2. So the Knights have had more opportunities. They've had more bites at the apple, but hey, we are all tied up, so what does it matter at the end of the day? Oh, some trickery. A pickpocket, turnover in a bad spot. Can the Owls capitalize on this momentum? Whistle slows things down. I think the ref wanted to play for advantage there, see if the Knights won possession. They did not. Instead, it goes the other way, and then the whistle came. Great hops to get up in the air, get ahead on that ball, but all he did was buy his defense and midfielders some time to regroup, get back on their heels, pull up the bootstraps, keep this game even at 1. Big strike in towards the middle. Katsuma's there, but so is 2 black jerseys. Oh, a win and a whistle. You kind of had to see that coming a little bit. You saw a handful of jersey there, but when it didn't come initially, you thought maybe they'd let it play on. And here's a statement you are not going to hear every day. We've seen quality refereeing here in this second game. Headline judge, or head referee, I should say, has been quick on the calls. He was quick to issue that first yellow card, but hey, we have seen physical play since then, but not as physical. He set the tone right there. And we've seen these two teams adjust accordingly as we see a good old-fashioned fight for the ball on the sideline. One black jersey wasn't enough to slow down Katsuma. Second had to come in and say nay. 17 minutes is all that separates these two teams from the halftime whistle. What is going to be the score when we head into halftime? I got a feeling we're going to see an even game. Oh, great flick from Katsuma. Left it on the table for a teammate. Now he's looking for a cross. He gets a cross off, but all he does is manage to switch fields. No offense created there. Now the Owls, quick strike. And that through ball never found its way through thanks to a quality header from Raiku Kawano. Substitutions continue to check into the game. Substitutions will play a much bigger role here in this second game than it did in the first, I'm sure, as this is two much larger bench units when you compare them to game number 1. And we do have a black jersey out on the turf laying out. So we will take a break as the trainer comes out onto the field. 15:43 left in the first half. It's a 1-1 game in game number 2 of our doubleheader here on this Thursday night from the Castle. As we are back here ready to play the final 15 minutes and change of this first half, and what a first half that it has been. The Knights got out to an early lead thanks to a Hackenberg goal. But the Fighting Owls found one hit the back of the net for them as well off a quality strike on a free kick. Fight for the ball on that near sideline. Owls with possession. Think they'd be in control of the momentum given they had the last goal that just tied it up, and maybe they are in control of the momentum, but not by much, as we see quality offense there, but then just a little bit too much. Guillermo with some great footwork to get around those two defenders. Somehow found the space necessary to get that pass off. Knights will look to slow things down here, regroup, take back some of that momentum, maybe even take back that lead. As evening has certainly turned to night, as it is pitch black out here, playing under the stars of the bright lights. Oh, winding up for the big gun. And that one, a what could have been moment. Maybe it was going to be on net. We'll never know, as it was deflected before it found its target. Knights looking to do it all over again as they win possession, keep it in their offensive zone. Looking for space, looking for an angle, looking for something, an opportunity. Defense has been solid for both teams. Certainly knew that was going to be the case coming into today's game, I should say. Two very good teams, 4-1 on the season. The Owls are coming into today's game 3-1 on the season, and with that nice, pretty number 2 ranking right next to the name, the Knights are. Coach Fiedler, I'm sure, wouldn't dismiss that number 2 ranking, but I'm sure he'd also be the first to tell you that your ranking matters very little right now. Coach King, the head coach for the women's soccer team here at CCBC Essex, great quote early on in the season saying, no one's ever won or lost the national championship in August. That was in reference to his team's 0-2 start to the year. And that really kind of just puts the perspective of this part of the season into perspective, I should say. This is important, and you certainly want to start off on the right foot. You want to play good soccer right from the word go. But at the end of the day, you're not going to make or break your season right here, right now. What you can do is set good, strong foundations for yourself as a team. And that ball pressure on the goalie came in big there, as may not have forced the turnover on the goalie way back where they wanted it to, but they eventually did force that turnover as that ball goes on the over the end line. Katsuma, one more pass. What a slide tackle. That was last line of defense stuff right there, because that pass was headed in towards a goal-scoring area, and that may have been the one-on-one breakaway the Knights needed to get back in front. Instead, we're playing from a 1-1 tie for a little bit longer. These two teams 10 minutes and change away from the halftime whistle. And I got a feeling like we may be going into halftime tied at 1. Owls trying to change that. Trying to sing a different song, and that one will split the uprights. That'll count for 3 somewhere in Los Angeles right now. But nothing here right now. Live from the castle on this Thursday evening, the home opener for the men's soccer team. The Owls trying to play spoiler for the home opener and also trying to make it a clean sweep of the Knights, as this is game 2 of our doubleheader, and the women went head-to-head in a thrilling 3-2 overtime game. I know I speak for everyone in attendance here. Fans, players, coaches, officials. No overtime here in game 2. Let's finish this on the field in regulation, and I think that's going to be the case. We're going to have a winner here at some point here in this game. When does that dagger come? When does that pull-ahead goal come? That's the question. Does it come right here? 9 minutes and some change left. That's a good strike. It's bouncing around. Tough spot. And the whistle comes in and saves the day for the Knights, though the Owls looked like they had missed out on that opportunity. Maybe he got a head on it and flicked it over. Regardless, it takes a good Knights bounce shot, and it's wide of the net. What a sequence. Blink and you missed it, the offense. So quick down the field, so quick on the strike. Oh, that quickness. Leading to a long lapse, or maybe not lapse in judgment, but a long thinking process. They'll have to think about that one for a while if this game doesn't end up going their way. That was a missed opportunity of epic proportions there for the Knights. Hey, come on. Oh. Knights trying to make it a quick transition again. This time the Owls regroup, keep it in the offensive zone, but for how long? Oh, what a tackle at the midfield. That's quality defense. So it was quality defense until it wasn't. He certainly got some ball, but referee says he got more body than ball. So that's why we're doing this shenanigans right here at the midfield line. Tensions are high here in this game. This game is going to get chippy at some point. That is a guarantee. We've already seen one yellow card. Will we see a second? Longer this game stays tied up, the more physical it's going to get. And I love to see it. This has been a very exciting game so far, as we've almost played 40 minutes in the first half. And oh, by the way, we've got a whole nother 45 after this. What a game here in the home opener for this men's soccer team. The Owls trying to play spoiler. The Knights trying to get to 3-1 on the year, 4-1, excuse me, on the year. Goalie for the Fighting Owls talking a little strategy with his defensive line. Maybe he saw something he wasn't thrilled with, or maybe he saw something he wanted to see his defense take advantage of. That was a quality tackle on the far sideline. Here comes the transition opportunity, and the Knights will slow it down, give their defense and midfield an opportunity to adjust, but possession will stay with the Fighting Owls. Now under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Game still at 1-1. Ball played in towards the goalie, and he high points it and makes the catch. Little traffic around the legs, but he makes it look easy. Knights so quick to go defense to offense. Just as quick as the Knights are to go defense to offense, the Owls are quick to regroup defensively and shut the door before it swings off the hinges. What a deflection. That'll leave a bruise. It also may have just saved a goal. Speaking of goals, whoo! That was a chance until it wasn't. Looked like that was headed in towards goal scoring area. The goalie for the Knights so quick to come off the line, make the foot with the play, or make the play with the foot. Robin Scholes, he hesitates for a second there. That could be a goal scoring opportunity for the Owls. Owls need to clear this ball out of their defensive zone. Love to have that one over again, as there was some open space on that goal. The eyes were just a little bit too big. $150 seconds left in this first half. The Knights have really dominated this first half in terms of 2 of the 3 major points of emphasis for most coaching staffs. That being shots on goal and time of possession. Even though they've dominated 2 out of the 3 categories, we're all even in the one that matters the most, and that's goals scored. It's 1-1. But for how much longer? Shot! What a save! Point blank, killer, be killed, and it stays 1-1 for a little bit longer. $90 seconds left in the first half. The Knights still looking, still searching, and another save! And the third time is the charm. Katsuma finds the back of the net. 2 just absolutely quality saves. All for none, though, and he's more frustrated than anybody, and can you blame him? Always tough to give up a goal in the closing minutes of a half, but that much more tough to swallow when it's a cherry pick moment like that, where he makes 2 just absolutely tremendous point blank saves just to watch one just squeak by him. Tough break, but that is life. And this is a tremendous game we are in the middle of right now. 1 minute and 23 seconds left in the first half. And can the Owls play catch up again. Final 60 seconds of the first half. Opportunity. It's a race to the ball. The Owls win it. Can they get a cross off? Looking for space. They don't find it. The turn, the shot, and that's deflected, and it'll be a corner kick. That was a possible goal-saving deflection there. Good punch to send it away. Is that the last gasp, I should say, of offense for the Fighting Owls? I think that's the last burst of offense for either team, as that ball's played out of bounds, and we are 1 second away from hitting triple zeros. There it is. The horn brings us to a close here in the first half. 2-1 is the score at the end of the first 45. What will be the score at the end of the second 45? You're going to have to stick around with me and find out. The Owls trying to make it a clean sweep of the Knights here in game number 2 of our doubleheader. The Knights trying to pick up the win in the home opener. All right, and we are back here ready to start the second half, and it is going to have to be a great second half if it's going to live up to the hype set in the first half, because what a doozy that first half was. The Knights got out to an early 1-0 lead. The Owls were able to answer back with a beautiful goal off of a free kick, and then the Knights found a way to get back out in front after putting 3 shots on goal. The first 2 saved epically by the goalie for the Owls, only to watch the third one find its way to the back of the net. And those are the big plays that told the story of the first half. That and a handful of just absolutely tremendous defensive tackles on both sides made up what was a great first half. 2-1 is the score as we are starting the second 45 now. Trying to catch the goalie napping. Almost does as that hits off the post. And he says it's a corner because the goalie maybe got a hand on it first. I thought that hit the goalpost and then the goalie's hands. Honestly, I thought it hit the goalpost and then hit the field goal post. Doesn't matter much, though. The refs made his decision. 1 minute into the second half, the Knights have earned themselves a corner kick, far sideline. Ball's in the air. It's quality. It's bouncing around. It'll take a few more bounces. And that one's off the post. That one for sure hit the field goal post, right? Oh, what ball pressure. You had 3 white jerseys honing in on that ball. Somehow the Owls are still able to hold on to possession. Trying to go quickly. Defense to offense. Wits emergency. What are the adjustments that these two teams are looking to make as we start the second half? You got to think one of the big adjustments that the Owls are looking to make is they're looking to up the aggressiveness. Now, I don't think we're going to see them come right out guns a-blazing in the second half and be overly aggressive, because then they might overextend themselves and leave themselves vulnerable for a counter-strike. But I do think that the Owls are going to work really hard to find that balance between aggressive play and fundamental play. They want to play within themselves, as coaches will say sometimes. There's a quality strike. On the back, though, whistle came well before the ball hit the back of the net. Knights fans aren't happy with that call, but you're going to afford for the ref to miss a few when you're up. Though I'm not saying he missed that one. A fight for the ball going both ways, but physicality saying was a little bit more on the Owls side, says the ref. This is much like the first game, the physicality picking up here in the second half, and we are going to see that continue. Shot. Oh, what a save with the foot! What a save by the defense. The goalie was beat, but his best friend, the defender, wasn't. The defensive line came in and saved the day for the Knights. My, oh my, what a play. And you had a couple of white jerseys around there standing in the box waiting for a handball call that never came, and that was almost the game's second goal for the Owls, of course. Second goal for the Owls would be the game's 4th goal overall. The Knights hoping that goal comes off of one of their players. A third goal for the Knights could potentially be a dagger. I know that sounds silly given the fact that we've got 40 minutes left, but a 1-goal deficit I think is doable here for the Owls. 2 goals, I think maybe a little much given the way their offense is gone here today. And that one won't split the uprights. He actually hits that one off the left post. We have seen the second half adjustment pay off a little bit here for the Owls as their aggressive play has led to a couple more goal scoring opportunities. Flip side of that is they just watched the Knights create an absolutely picture perfect goal scoring opportunity almost out of midair. Blink and you missed it. The transition from defense to offense was so fast. Second corner kick of the second half for the Knights. This one coming from the near sideline. Hands in the air, ball follows. Good punch out. Not out of the danger zone just yet, though. Knights looking to play it back in. Owls looking to transition. That's a good tackle. It'll keep it in the offensive zone a little longer. The Owls had possession. They definitely didn't have numbers, and now they don't have possession either. That ball going over the end line changed that. Yeah, I think you're going to see the Owls break through with this second goal here sooner than later. As much as you love to see the increase in the aggressive play, and it has paid off early here. A couple of more chances, a couple of good looks. The longer they keep that aggressive play up and don't answer with a game-tying goal, the more they leave themselves vulnerable to that counter-strike. And the Knights are one quick counter-strike away from having this game be a brand new song. Like I said, 1-goal deficit for the Owls, manageable. 2 goals may seem like it's impossible. And it's because of defensive plays like that that a 2-goal deficit may be insurmountable. Raiku Kawano came in, shut off the angle, and then used the body as a shield to say it ends right here and right now. That was tremendous defense from number 15. Almost 10 minutes into the second half, and we are still playing to a 2-1 score. Only 1 shot on goal for either one of these teams here in this second half. I want to thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I hope you can join us all season long for what is going to be a really exciting season of soccer here at the Castle. And when the soccer's over, we roll right into the next one. The action never stops here at CCBC Essex during the school year, and you can find all the action on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, CCBC Essex Athletics website. News and updates as the season goes on. And Hackenberg would love to have that one to do over again. Maybe he put it where he wanted in terms of location. He certainly didn't put enough mustard on it. Missed opportunity. Here comes another opportunity. Katsuma around one. around 2 and cannot get around the third. And I think that last strike was one too many strikes from Katsuma. I know Captain Obvious statement of the broadcast, but you saw Katsuma had it on his left foot, played it in towards the right, probably thinking he was going to get another half a second to get that shot off. Now he's thinking he probably should have shot it with the left foot. What could have been, what might be. Knights still knocking on opportunity's door. They're sent away for now on a good clear. He's all the way. He's got to back it up there. He's about 4 or 5 yards past where that ball went out of bounds. Hey, look, give an inch, take a mile. And he is right back to where he was originally when he threw that ball. I love to see. It always makes me laugh the way these guys will move the ball up further and further up the field on those throw-ins. And why not? This isn't a popular statement, particularly if you're a parent out there, but it's just the universal truth of sports. The higher up you get, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying in some way, shape, or form. Is that half a yard or 2-3 yards that guy took extra on that throw-in going to make the difference between winning and losing? No, it's not at all. And what a save there we see. But if you ain't trying to take that extra 2-3 yards, guess what? You ain't never going to get it. Come here real quick, boy. You might learn something today, as my dad used to say. We're learning a whole heck of a lot about these two teams out on the field. We're learning a whole heck of a lot about these two coaching staffs with these two programs, because this goes back to the first game, too. Remember, that was a 3-2 absolute double overtime thriller, and what a job of using the body as a shield there. As I was saying, we've learned a lot about these two programs. We've learned a lot about these two coaching staffs that these programs are employing. And this has just been an absolute tremendous Thursday afternoon of soccer. Afternoon turned to evening, and evening has turned to night. And we are playing under the bright lights of the castle. We've got a doozy to close us out in the doubleheader. 33 minutes is all that separates these two teams from the end of regulation. We got two teams looking to win it here in regulation, but we certainly have one team out there that has entertained the idea of overtime. The Knights, well, that idea sickens them right now, the fact that they're playing within the lead. They don't want to think about overtime. The Owls, on the other hand, they'd love to win it in regulation, but they'll live with overtime the way things are going right now. Knights connecting passes, searching for a lane, finding it on this near sideline. Here comes the cross. And only black jerseys there to get a foot on it. Bad clear, though, gives the Knights another opportunity. Stoppage on the field. I thought maybe for a substitution, but referee just getting things back under control. Katsuma plays it in towards the middle. So much backspin on that ball, and that was dangerous. That was bouncing around. You put that much backspin on a ball headed in towards that goal-scoring area, that type of goal-scoring area, I should say, that gives your teammates a chance to run underneath of it, put a quality strike on, then anything's possible. Still more of that right here, as the Owls are certainly not out of the danger zone. Corner kick, far sideline. You had two Knights players run into one another. And that resulted in nobody getting ahead on that ball. Another missed opportunity for the Knights. And when you're down, the missed opportunities kill you. Obviously, they're a heartbreaker. They're a tough, almost impossible pill to swallow when you miss out on quality opportunities at goal scoring when you're down in a game. But, you know, less talked about, but almost equally as difficult to swallow is missed opportunities when you're looking for the dagger. That's what the Knights are looking for right now. They're looking for one more goal to say, this game is over. And that goal will not come on that play. But it may come on the next as it's a corner kick. Corner kick near sideline, 30 minutes left here in the second half. The Knights still searching for the dagger. Oh my, and that one looked like it could have been. Headed towards the back post. The Knights had a white jersey there, and they got ahead on it, but just not quality. We'll be working on that one later in practice. Substitutions check into the game now, under 30 minutes to play. Time, not an enemy to the Owls just yet, but certainly not a friend. Certainly not a friend. You got two teams leaving it all out on the pitch here today. Two programs leaving it all out on the pitch today. And we knew that this was going to be a good game. We knew that we were going to see a good one here. Anytime you see Harford Community College and CCBC Essex, you know it's going to be a good one. Soccer, basketball, lacrosse, baseball, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a good matchup when these two teams get together, when these two programs, when these two schools get together. Usually there's some fireworks. The question was, is it going to live up to the hype of game number one? And I think it has. I mean, overtime aside, this has been a great game. We have seen some tremendous defense on both sides, just like we did in game number one. The thing that game number two has had that game number one didn't is some just absolutely breathtaking goalie play from number one, Emmanuel Moretti. Emmanuel has been held in check here in the second half, has not had to put on the hero cape just yet. But man, oh man, he made some tremendous saves in that first half that kept this game where it is right now. A one-goal game with just over 25 minutes to play. 2-1. And now these two teams playing a little hot potato. Katsuma with some tremendous footwork around one. And then two defenders. And his through ball went all the way through. Knights have picked up their play at the midfield. They've done a really good job of keeping this ball in their offensive zone over the last 10 minutes or so. We saw the Owls at one point in this second half have a good little fury of offensive strikes. No goals came of them. And ever since then, it's been all offense. It's been all Knights offense since then, excuse me. One touch. One more. And finally a clear. That ball bounced off two white jerseys that wanted to put a goal-scoring opportunity on the board. And two players in white jerseys touched that ball, and both of them were thinking, let me get one more touch on it, and I'm putting this on net. And neither one of them could get it on net. Owls cleared it out for a moment, but right back on the merry-go-round, the Knights trying to do it again, looking for the dagger. Physical play is only continued. Really, it's only picked up. Oh, good pass. Better recovery. One. Right into the goalie's mitts. And we had great recovery defensively and offensively there. First, the initial steal by the defense, and then the offense stole it right back and finally got that shot off. Under 25 minutes to play now. We are still just one goal away. Both of these teams, one goal away. The Fighting Owls, one goal away from getting back to even. The Knights, one goal away from feeling much better about their lead. Will we see one of those goals here in this second half, or is what we see now what we're going to see at the end of regulation? Are the Knights going to hold on to this 2-1 lead? What a game this has been. What an afternoon this has been. What a night this has been. And this is just day 2 of an action-packed start to the soccer season. We had a game on Tuesday where the women's soccer team had their home opener. Obviously, the doubleheader here on this Thursday where the men had their home opener. And then on Sunday, you can check out more women's soccer action at 10 a.m. live here from the Castle. Wow, what a catch. 3 white jerseys on the ball. Fighting Owls running out of time. Time is certainly not their friend. Well, it hasn't been their friend for a while. It hasn't become their worst enemy just yet, but it's certainly making its way up the rankings of enemies. Oh, what a steal! A turnover! And, oh, what a tackle! Everyone thought that was one-on-one between the offense and the goalie, and out of nowhere, the last line of defense came and made the tackle and said this game's going to stay right where it is for a little longer. 2-1 is the score, and the goalie is down on the field. So we will take a break with the two teams. Goalie was able to get up and continue to stay in the game, which is what we like to see. Emmanuel Moretti has been a huge contributor here in this game, and really, where would this game be if it wasn't for him between the pipes for the Owls, as he has made more than a few tremendous saves here today, though that save wasn't made by him. It was made by one of his defenders in front of him. He was coming off the line to make the save, and then out of nowhere, he saw a missile in a black jersey shoot out in front of him and make the play for him. Why wait for your goalie to save the day when you can make the play yourself? You love to see that if you're a coach. We are approaching the 20-minute mark of the second half. 20 minutes and some change is all that separates these two teams from the end of this contest. The Knights clinching to a 2-1 lead, and they almost watched it go to even. A great save there from the Knights goalie, not to be outdone by his counterpart. He may have to make another one, though, and that one, the X is up. We'll do that one all over again. Ball's in the air. That's quality. It's bouncing around. Oh, no one was fooled defensively there from the Knights on that step over. Katsuma cut off the space immediately. The Owls will do it again. Another throw in deep in their offensive zone. This is a good long throw, looking for the bicycle kick. Would have taken a miracle, and they almost got a miracle there. First the bicycle kick, and then the one touch outside of the box, punched away, and things are getting spicy here in the later stages of the second half. Cross, and man, after all that, put a strike on like that. That is disappointing if you are an Owls player, coach, or fan, because you drew up that corner kick very nicely. Played the short kick, little quick 1-2 passing, and that was, I mean, there was space to be had there. There was an opportunity, and they couldn't put it on net. I don't know. Oh, what a move. Space. Shot. Woo! Again. Space to be had. An opportunity. And they can't put it on net. Saying, for that trickery, for that explosion of offense, I don't know much about hockey, but I do know that Wayne Gretzky guy was pretty good. And he once said you miss 100% of the shots you don't put on net. We've seen that be true here over the last two shots for the Owls. Knights will take the whistle. Look to switch. Almost a gift there. Oh. Dangerous play. The Knights looking to take advantage of the turnover. Oh, it bounces and no one's there to finish. And I think I heard one of the coaches say on the sideline for the Knights, come on, guys. As that was a moment there where if you have just anybody crashing the boards there, maybe we see the dagger touch the back of the net. Instead, it remains at 2-1 for a little bit longer. How much longer? That's the question. Knights right back on the merry-go-round, looking for the long pass. It doesn't find its way through. Instead, it's a head ball and then a whistle that goes against the Owls. All I saw was the white jersey on the ground, so I thought maybe initially that was going to be a dangerous play, as you're not supposed to play it from your backside. The referee said the whistle came before then. Looking for quick strike offense, the Knights. Trying to connect passes. Here's the chip. Ahead. And that one will head over the net, behind the net. Little bit of something, whole lot of nothing, at least to begin with. It's a corner kick, far sideline. It is going to be the 6th corner of the day for the Knights. 7th corner, excuse me. You're never going to want to trust my math. I didn't go to college. And he put a whole lot of mustard on that dog. Wasn't in bounds, says the sideline judge, though, in just over 15 minutes. That's it. That's all that's left here in this game. That's all that separates the Knights from a home opening win. That's all that separates the Knights from pulling to 1-1 against the Owls here this afternoon. I want to thank you again for joining us for Game 2 of our doubleheader, and I hope you can join us on Sunday for the last game of the week for the Knights. And I hope you can join us not only all season long, but I hope you can join us all year long. As I said it once and I'll say it 1,000 more times, the action never stops here at CCBC Essex. Well, I mean, I guess it has to stop for the summer. There's no kids here during the summer. During the school year, the action never stops here at CCBC Essex. And one of the shows you absolutely have to take in during the year is the men's soccer team. Coach Fiedler always, doesn't matter how many sophomores are on the team, it doesn't matter who's coming in, language barriers, it doesn't matter. These guys are ready to play each and every night and every season. And the history books speak for themselves. The amount of consecutive Region 20 championships, the amount of division championships, the amount of tournament appearances. I was talking about this program with somebody not too long ago, and they talked about Pete Caringi and how he laid the first brick of a dominant soccer program here at CCBC Essex. And I can't speak to that. I don't know much about the Caringi years here at CCBC Essex, but what I do know is if Caringi laid the first brick, Coach Fiedler's laid a couple himself during his tenure. That's for sure. Coach Fiedler looking to lay a couple more bricks here this season, maybe even a championship brick, but that's then. This is now. Knights looking to hold on to that number 2 ranking, looking to get the home opener win. They're 13 minutes away from improving to 4-1 on the season. The Owls look like they understand that time is not their friend, but they can't be too aggressive here. They can't just look to go quickly for the big strike because then they may just be turning it over. They can't look to push the defense all the way up the field because then they may be leaving themselves vulnerable to the counter strike. The reality of this situation here for the Fighting Owls is they're probably not going to win this game in the second half, but they certainly could lose it in the second half. Now, I'm not saying the Fighting Owls have to play for overtime here. They can certainly still win it in regulation. But the prospect of overtime is looking better and better if you are a Owls player, coach, or fan. As we are now under 12 minutes to play in regulation. Good step up defensively. Put a stop to that momentum before it really started rolling down the hill. It's amazing to think, because we've been here in this spot not only for a long time here in this game, but we've been in this spot multiple times here today if you combine both games together. But that spot that I'm referencing is both of these teams are just one goal away. The Owls are one goal away from tying it. The Knights, one goal away from the dagger. I said earlier that it may be silly to think of the dagger or a second goal for the Knights as a dagger. But now here, just over 10 minutes left, a third goal. Well, yeah, that's the nail in the coffin. No nails being hammered on that play as it's a corner kick. 8th of the game for the Knights. This corner will come with under 10 to play. So time, officially the worst enemy of the Fighting Owls, as they are running out of options, running out of chances. Their next chance may be their last. You never know. Same could be true here for the Knights. This could be their last chance. Good control around one defender and cannot get around that second. Good defense once again from the Fighting Owls. Defense to offense with some urgency initially, but now they'll slow things down. Play for control. Smart. Offsides flag, no offsides flag. Flag saying there needs to be a change, there needs to be a stop. That change went in favor of the Owls, as they are the team with possession, and they still got it. They're holding on to it. No opportunities materializing in front of them, and the defense has just been absolutely stellar for the Knights. Really all game long, but definitely over the last 20 minutes. Remember, at one point here in this second half, the Owls had 2-3 quick strike opportunities at offense, and at this point here in this game, that seems like a lifetime ago. Because the Knights have just been dominating defensively, putting the squeeze on, keeping this ball in their offensive zone, and not allowing it to really get much further past the midfield line. I mean, relatively speaking, this defense has had the last 15, 20 minutes kind of off a little bit. I mean, they have not really been tested in a little bit of time. Now, the flip side of that is they're only one test away from this game being tied up. And a great display of the sportsmanship there. Hard foul, but then the Owls player offers a hand up. Seven minutes now. Oh, my goodness. That was almost a dangerous play. Knights will take the throw. Katsuma. Give and go. Oh, the pass goes the other way. You know, this is going to sound like a silly statement given the fact that he just was issued a yellow card. But that was honestly a smart foul. I mean, maybe a little bit too aggressive, but if he just gives that breakaway through the middle of the field, who knows? Maybe that leads to a through ball, and that's the second goal of the game, and it ties it up. I mean, maybe you don't want to see him pick up the yellow card, but you also don't want to see him just give away that breakaway, and there was a lot of green space in front of that Fighting Owls player. Obviously, ideally, you don't want to see the yellow card, and really, ideally, you'd rather see the space not be available to begin with, but hey, we ended up where we ended up, and that was probably a quality play. Particularly when you factor in that it didn't lead much to other than a missed opportunity. Just over 5 minutes to play now. Oh, one more. Katsuma's pass headed towards goal scoring area of the Fighting Owls. Last line of defense steps up to the challenge. 2-1 it remains. In the box, no, play on. Solid defense, says the ref. Tough for me to see from this angle. I just knew it was physical. And what a game this has been. If you don't like this, you don't like soccer, because this has been beautiful. Some great defense on both sides. Just enough offense to keep you excited. And drama on both sides of the pitch. Knights trying to connect passes there. Work the ball up the midfield through some quick passing. Long pass. Does find its way through, but all the way through into the waiting hands of the goalkeeper, and that was a tough play to make. Because even if the goalie didn't get it, you had two white jerseys sandwiched on both sides of that Owls forward. Would have taken a miracle. And we're in miracle time here for the Owls, as there's now just 4 minutes separating the Knights from a victory. I've had eyes on number 20 here for the Knights for the last couple minutes. Goal scorer Ethan Hackenberg, sophomore midfielder. And this is a man who plays an aggressive brand of soccer. You love to watch him play. He's going to be an exciting player to watch all season long here for the Knights. And he's going to be one of those guys that if you are a Knights player, you love that he's on your team. if you're playing against the Knights, you can't stand this guy. Because he's a little, I could already tell, he's a little bit of an irritant. And as a casual, as someone up here in the broadcast booth, I love it. Bring it on, young man. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be nasty. It's supposed to be competition. And that's what we've seen here this afternoon. We've seen competition on both sides. We've seen these two programs compete. Women for the Owls came out on top, 3-2 double overtime thriller. Knights men's team 3 minutes away from coming out on top and a 2-1 regulation winner. Owls trying to change that, and oh my, that one was one more skip away from finding the back of the net. Quality save. You talk to any goalie at any level, and they'll tell you those low shots like that in the opposite direction of where they're leaning, those are the toughest ones to save. Robin Scholes made that one look easy, though. Through ball, finds its way through, cross, follows, and it's deflected. Fighting Owls. Comeback hopes. They're not dead, but they're on life support. 120 ticks. That is all that's left on the big board. This could be the dagger right here. This is a very similar spot to where the Owls had their goal, opposite side of the field, but the Owls scored on a play that was very similar to this in the first half. Can the Knights score on a play of their own? Opportunity is calling. They're looking to finish the game right here. Hackenberg looking for the dagger. And he does not find it. Instead, an Owls player is going to find a mighty big bruise on his backside tomorrow as that ball hit him in a tough spot. We'll do it all over again, this time with a throw. Deep into the offensive zone, near sideline. Hackenberg in control again, looking for space, looking for something. And Hackenberg plays it off the leg of an Owls player smartly as that sets up a corner kick now. 9th of the game, 40 seconds left. Knights still searching for that dagger. One head ball. And then the one touch with the foot to clear it out. Owls need a buzzer beater, but they got to get possession first. And that's not going to happen. The final score has been written in this one. The clock is about to hit triple zeros, and the Knights are going to win their home opener by the score of 2-1. And it's going to be a 1-1 split in the Harford Community College CCBC Essex doubleheader. The women's team gets the win in Game 1. The men's team gets the win in Game 2 for the Knights. Knights will hold on to that number 2 ranking, and they will improve to 4-1 on the season. The Fighting Owls will fall to 4-2 on the season. And I got a feeling that these are two teams that are going to be seeing some more of each other as the season goes on and as the marbles get that much shinier. I want to thank you for joining us on this Thursday, and I really hope you can join us on Sunday, 10 a.m., for more women's soccer action. Until then, well, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.